What's going on, gentlemen? Back again with another video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about the end of simping. Alright, so simping's been going on for a long time. As long as humans have existed, men have been simping over women. Some scientists showed that male monkeys or chimpanzees, whatever the fuck they are, will pay the females with food to see their asses. So we're still doing this today, right? Through all of evolution and everything, whether you think we were created or we evolved as humans to come here, we're doing the same shit as these animals. So you have to ask yourself, are you going to be an animal or a human? So personally, I think humans, I think that if we act like animals, we're sub-animal, because we have the consciousness and the ability to act as humans instead of animals, so we can make smart choices, right? We can understand the future concepts of what's going on. We can understand that if I take this action today, if I make this move today, this will happen tomorrow, right? Animals don't get that. They just act off of impulse. And so I think that as humans, when we move into acting off of compulsion and impulse, we are sub-animal, just because we have the ability to do more, right? And so if you don't answer that call and do more, it's just my personal opinion. I think it's like sub-animal behavior. You're like below an animal, because at least an animal doesn't know what it's doing and it's just acting off of impulse. You have consciousness far greater than an animal, and you're acting off of impulse, acting off of compulsion, right? In this compulsion, we all naturally, I wouldn't even say it's too natural. I'd actually say it's not natural to simp over women and constantly be checking women out, right? I remember being in high school, my friends and I would hang out, and I would always see, especially certain friends, I would always see them checking women out, checking out the girls in school. When they walked by in the hallway, they'd be looking at their butts, or we'd be driving down the road and some woman would be outside and they'd be looking at her boobs or her butt. And it was certain guys that would do this, but there were certain guys that just didn't really care. And I was one of those guys that I never really cared. It was like, if I was attracted to the girl and I liked her, I would check her out, right? If I had like a crush on her, I would check her out. But anything beyond that, I just ignored her. I didn't even look at her. And we're in a place now where average women who aren't very good looking, are getting a lot of attention because it's just men simping, right? Men are lonely, and even beyond being lonely, they're just simping, right? That's just what the fuck is going on. So it's endless when you do this. You can endlessly look at women. You can look at endless butts, right? And it does put you into this state of, it's kind of like it taxes your nervous system, because you're always like looking or resisting the urge to look. You're never just living your own life, right? Your whole existence is centered around females and whether you're looking at them and checking them out or not. And the truth of the world is, if you ignore women, they want you. They're going to start doing more stuff to come around you. So if your goal is to get women, the best thing you can do is forget about women and ignore women and just let them come to you. This is how Mother Nature works, right? You don't have to, when you go deer hunting, you don't go chasing the deer down. You sit in a stand and you wait for it to come to you, right? So females are the same way. You don't want to go looking at every single woman in the gym, right? It's endless. It's endless. And this is why we have women wearing less clothes and they're hoeing a lot more. So part of the reason I'm talking about this is there's a girl at the gym that I see regularly that she tries to get my attention. She looks at me and shit, and I ignore her because I know she's on hoe time. well, she's got a man now. And she was checking me and a couple other dudes out at the gym when she was with him, and she would do things like she would look this way to look over at me, and then she would look the other way and like twirl and do a little dance. So her boyfriend didn't know that she was actually just checking another man out. Right? She's trying to hide it from him, but she couldn't not do it. And I could see her and tell by her body language that she could not just focus and talk to this man in front of her, that she had to like look around the gym and make sure she was getting attention, right? So she's on the whole time, and things like that are, well, it's why I don't talk to hoes, right? Girls who are hoes don't really get much attention from me because of things like that. It's just fucked up. Like, what am I gonna do with you if you are never going to come off the market? And that's how most girls are existing now, is they never truly come off the market, right? And they love that. They love that feeling of freedom, which is fine. That's fine. But the thing is, as a man, is don't get mad about it. Play the game. Play the fucking game, right? Don't hate the player, hate the game. Play the game. If you've got a girl that you got a crush on, and you know that in her mind she's never really fully coming off the market, then you don't come off the market either, right? You stay on the market, and she's a woman, she's weaker than you, so she's gonna give in before you. And when that time comes, you can have that conversation and say, hey, yeah, look, I'll come off the market, but you have to come off the market too. You have to come off the market first in order for this to work out, right? None of this higher love stuff, none of that stuff. I get it. You can love someone, but you can also love people from a distance, right? So, excuse me, we're in the age of extreme simping. We're like, the simping has been going on for a long time, and we're in the time now where it's just like, it's like we're in the aftermath of it, where everyone just does it and it doesn't mean anything, right? All the men are just looking at the women. Men have become watchers, right? Men used to be the action takers, and women would watch men. And it's the other way around now, right? When I go to the gym, it's men a lot of times just kind of watching women, seeing what they're doing. And it's just to look at their bodies, right? And there's not as many men that are just working. It seems to me that at least 50% of them are not actually there working, right? They're in the gym to check women out. And I had a friend like this in Seattle, and I hated going to the gym with him. I don't like being out in public with him because he makes me look like a pussy, because he constantly like cannot act normal, cannot not look at women, right? And he looks at all of them and like gets anxious and scans everything, and it just throws my vibe off. But he would do that. We would go to the gym, and I would ask him what he was going to work out that day, and he wouldn't even know. Like, he didn't have a plan. He didn't really know what he was doing, and it's because he was thinking about girls. He'd be talking to me about these girls, and that's why I would say these things. And how I noticed this was I was falling into that when I was 23, and I was meditating. I noticed there was a few girls at the gym that I thought were hot. They were into me, and I wasn't really. One day I was meditating 10 minutes before I went in, and I realized I don't even know what I'm going to work out today. Like, I haven't really considered what I'm going to do today to train. I'm thinking about these girls. And I started seeing it in my friend. So I started calling it out of like, hey man, let's not do that. Of course, he didn't like that. People don't like to be told the truth. Weak men don't like the truth. Strong men don't like lies. So we're in the times now where simping is just like normal. Guys don't even consider it or think about what they're doing. And the thing is if you get into the simping space, you will end up with a hoe without realizing it, right? You'll know. Guys know when they're with hoes, but they'll stay with her because he's simping, and they have no ground to stand on their own. And, I'm one to say that all women are hoeing. There's really no getting around it. Even the good little church girl, given the opportunity, would likely start hoeing. This is even biblical in Ecclesiastes, that the man said he looked at 1,000 women and didn't find any righteous ones. And he looked at 1,000 men and he found one righteous man. So give 1,000 men the opportunity to start hoeing, and only one of them won't do it, right? 1,000 women, they're all going to do it. So that's just a part of life, and that's where I think it's up to the man to lead by example, to overcome his lust, to show the woman that she can overcome hers, and they're attached to each other, overcoming their lust together. Because lust is, living through that realm of life. It's a lower level, kind of lower chakra, lower vibration way of life. You don't ever think about anything outside of reproduction, right? So you've moved into the sub-animal territory in my mind, because that's all you do, right, is reproduce. And we're humans. We're supposed to do more than that. We're actually made and meant for more than strictly reproduction. That's like base number one, is reproduction. So we're in a time where this is really being taken advantage of, this biological urge, right? So I don't get on Instagram much, and I just showed a couple friends last night. I was talking about this and how it's pushed on us so much, sexuality. So I opened up Instagram and I showed them my reels, and I'm not in the reels. You have to like join into the reels. I saw that my brother joined into the reels recently, and I thought, oh man, yeah, what are you looking at? But I've got the reels where they like pop up all next to each other as I scroll, and I can swipe left and look at them, and it's all women. I showed this guy, it's like 8 of them that they show, all women. Every single one of them was a woman. And then I went and showed him the people that Instagram suggests me to follow. 90% women. There was like 2-3 men in the 10 or more people that it showed, right? So I know that math didn't make sense, but it was more than 10 people. It was probably like 15. But most of them were women. And social media, guys, has been like this for years. This is why we're in a space now where people think it's normal. This is why if you step out from lust and you start retaining, and you just date girls that you actually like, and you like her for who she is, beyond how she looks. How she looks is good. It's great. She's got to be pretty. We know that. We're not going to debate that stuff. But if you like her, just going out with women like this separates you so much from the rest of the world, and it makes you so unique. And there's so much power now in being unique. Everyone is the same, right? People in England dress the same way as people in America, who dress the same way as people in France, who dress the same way as people in Sweden, right? The different cultures that we all had are going away, and we're all moving into one, right? So you need to be unique to stand out. It's very difficult to stand out now because everyone's the fucking same. Everything is collapsing in, right? All the cultures are mixing together. We've got it going on in really only European countries is where they're mixing cultures. I think it's an agenda to destroy European culture. But because the thing is once you make everyone the same, you are now in the matrix, right? Everyone is just a number. Nobody is unique. Nobody is special. Nobody gets to rise higher than anyone else. You have socialism, right? Everyone is the same. And we are moving, whether you want to or not. I don't want to go there, but we're moving there, whether you want to or not, right? In America, we've got a guy running for either governor or mayor of New York or something, Mamdani, and he's a open, vocal socialist, right? And the thing is he's Muslim, so he's not even socialist. Muslims are not socialists, right? He's just playing a political game. So we're moving into these times of socialism where everyone is becoming the same. And I'm not saying that capitalism is, capitalism is better, but the capitalism we have right now has gotten out of hand. It's been unchecked capitalism, right? It needs checks and balances just like our government is supposed to have. Capitalism needs that because capitalism naturally leads to where we are now, 250 years after America has been founded, that there's a few people that have everything. They own everything, and everyone else is subjugated to them. So you have your kings and your slaves. Societies have always been that way. We've always tried to even things out to give people opportunity, right? That was what America was going for. And the thing is European countries did create the most opportunity, and I think there's an attack on that because that's a European culture thing, is that we like freedom and we like opportunity for everybody, and we like competition, fair competition, right? So we need a redistribution of wealth, or we're going to move to socialism to get the redistribution of wealth. And I think there's certain powers that be that are pushing us in that direction to where we all accept socialism without really knowing what we're accepting, right? So beyond that, beyond the political side of it, we're moving to this space where everyone is becoming the same. Look at the women. They're all the same, right? There's a lot of red pill tropes about that, how all these girls are the same, right? And they look at us and think that we're all the same too. So it's becoming more difficult to be unique as a man. But when that happens, that means there's a great opportunity, right? Now you can be unique. Because if everybody is unique, then there's no being unique, because everyone is already there. But everyone is the same. So there's an opportunity to be unique and stand out. And one of the big ways to do it is to make a lot of money, right? Because most people are struggling with money. If you work, okay? If you work, you'll be fine. If you work consistently as a man, you're a man, so you have more than 40 hours a week at your 9-to-5 job in you. You have more energy than that. If you work and use all that energy and put it into making money and being strong, right? There's more millionaires in America than there are people with a six-pack. So get a six-pack and make money. You now become a very unique man. This is why my ex-girlfriends always hit me up, because I've always got money and I'm always in shape. So they always come back because they realize, like, you know, they get kind of eye-rolly about it when they're around me. They want to get sarcastic because I am unique. But then they go off and date someone else and they come back to me because they're like, oh shit, well, it was pretty good over there. Like, I thought that he was a dickhead. It's like, yeah, I am a dickhead, but you know, pick what you want. Pick what you want. You have been confused by the culture to think that you want some nice guy that you can control, right? And that's where women are now because of simping. They're used to being in control. They're used to being in power. And so they don't really like men that they can't control, right? It's a thrill to them, but they don't want to be around them, right? They're not a big long term. This is how it goes, right? It's how it's gone in my life, at least. Long term, girls end up very fed up with me because they can't control me. But as a man, that's where you want to be. You don't want to be controlled by anyone or anything, right? I am in control of myself. I am a fully conscious human. So, in the age of simping, not looking at women and not simping will separate you and make you unique. And you'll be so focused on your purpose that you'll become even more unique, because you're going to start making things happen in your life. You're going to get shit shaken, and you're going to have a different vibe that's coming off of you. Your aura is going to be an aura of focus. We all know this. You can always tell a man who is focused. He moves at a certain pace that is brisk but steady. He's not anxiously moving around. His pace doesn't change a lot. It stays in one spot that's slightly faster than normal, but not too fast. He doesn't look around the room. He's not scanning the room to look at everyone else. He's just focused on what he's got in front of him. All of his energy is going in one direction. That's the problem with simping, is you take your energy and you start spreading it out all over the place instead of letting it go in one direction, which is towards your goals. And the world that we live in, the lives that we're living, you will waste all of your time with women. Believe me, I've done it. I'm turning 30 in 5 months, and I have wasted my 20s on women. Right? I haven't wasted all my 20s. I've had a lot of it. Most people actually, if they looked at my life from the outside in, they would say, dude, you've had awesome 20s. In my personal opinion, because I know myself, I've pissed away about half of that decade just chasing women. Right? And, here I am coming at the end of my 20s, and I realized, it really meant nothing. Right? I was just getting some pussy. I was just chasing tail and getting laid. And it's because I had nothing else to do, right? My energy wasn't focused in one direction. All my energy was focused on picking up women. And so if you never control it, if you never get over your simping, if you never get over your lust, you never really do anything super special. You never really do anything extremely unique, right? You have to lock in on yourself in your own life. Stop concerning yourself with females and how they look and what they're doing, right? So the age of simping needs to end with us. It takes an individual man, you individually. You don't have to run around and tell everybody. It just takes you leading by example. No simping. Do not look at these women. Don't give them your attention. Your attention is what they run off of. That's their currency. That's how they extract power from you, is through attention. That's all girls care about. I've got 2 young nieces. One of them is 2, one of them is 7. It's all about attention for them. They are children, and women do not change. They don't ever really grow up. Their bodies just get larger, right? They kind of act the same, where it's just all about attention. Some of them mature more than others, where they can start putting themselves to the side and acting like a human and an adult instead of a child. But most of them don't do that. So it's up to us as individuals, individual males, with this outgoing energy that we have. We will naturally impact and change the world, right? If 1,000 of you guys watch this video and you make a choice, you make a decision, I will not simp. What is that? How many times does 50 go into 1,000? 20? So you would have 20 men in each state in America that just don't simp. They just don't look at women. They just do not simp for women, right? Taking that attention, taking that energy back, and then other people. So let's say each of those 20 people has 2 friends. Now we've got possibly 60, let's just say 40. Let's say only one friend adopts it and the other one doesn't. Now we have 40 people in each town. You see how it grows? Exponentially. So it starts with us as individuals. We have to take personal responsibility, right? I don't want to hear anymore about relapses and what should I do here and what should I do there. Take some responsibility. Focus on yourself and focus on your life. Stop focusing on females and chasing tail. because that's all you're doing when you get on watching corn. You're just chasing tail. Focus on yourself. Focus on your life. Stop simping over women. Stop concerning yourselves with them. And you will influence other men to come the same way. They will naturally follow you because you're retaining. You've got this energy. You've got this authority. You've got this higher testosterone. People respect you, right? So they will naturally start to follow you. Especially if you're older like me, you can get younger guys to follow you even more, right? So there you go, fellas. Subscribe to the channel. Share this with a friend. Have a good day.